Yeah. Sorry guys, I was yapping backstage. What's up? Welcome
I
back
had
to
to
the
finish
Library of
my story.
Alexandria. Today, guys, we're going to talk about Saint's Blood, which is book 3 of the Greatcoats and is in the other room. So, what do you mean you had to change profiles? Escape the books?
I think two Sarahs are
YouTube.
there. I'm about to ask, are there two Sarahs?
All the Sarahs are just escape to books.
Oh, all right.
All
Well,
of them.
what up? Yeah,
One
so
of
Saint's Blood. This is the book 3. This Yeah, Greatcoats. I'm joined with I'm joined by Anitha, Sal, and Pete, who have been reading Greatcoats for the first time. This is my first reread of the Greatcoats. And here in this story, someone is Sarah Wilson and Escape the Books are the same. Um, in this one, someone is killing the saints, like Saint Zagav, who sings for tears. Someone's killing saints, so we don't know why, and it's pretty horrific. And that is what we that's where we pick up. So spoiler thoughts, not spoiler thoughts, sorry, non-spoiler thoughts on what you thought about this particular book. Anitha, guys, don't worry, Anitha doesn't remember the book, and neither's Pete, so we'll just move on from them
I
really
do
quick.
remember the book. It has
But
been coming
Anitha,
back to me slowly
Okay.
but surely.
It is my favorite out of the three. I think we got more of the world, and every character got character development. So that's it.
no, thanks, very very succinct. Pete,
I think this is also my favorite. I think that there was a level up in the action. I think the whole concept of this being a side quest is like, what the heck? On a number of different reasons. One, because threats, but also because I think the first part of this book was me waiting for the main character, Falcio, to pull his head out of his rear end, and it was a very slow process for the hot set for a little bit there. But once he did, I felt like he like overall, it just feels like these characters are raring to go for the next one. Though I'm not sure about the return of the overarching villain being anything but whelming after the ending of this book.
I can't wait for her to read book 4. Sure. Noel, let's pitch the Greatcoats. So Greatcoats, if you like, so it is swashbuckling, but as Sal has said before, it's actually way darker than you think it is. There's a lot of like really dark stuff in this, but it's also really fun at times. The banter between the 3 main characters is really good. You really believe that they're friends. Um, there are there's some objectionable things that we have talked about on these shows on whether it was necessary and why De Castell felt the need to like go that far with some stuff. And the first book feels like some stuff was edited out that we like context that we needed. But again, I love if you like rousing speeches and characters trying to stand for something in a world that does not give a crap about standing for anything, then this is your series. It's not everybody's cup of tea. There are some Dei ex machinae, Dei ex machinis would be the plural. There's some Here Comes the Cavalry, and there's like, how did you get here? Like, you were all the way across the country. How are you here now? If you don't care about that stuff, then you're in for a good. It's like a darker Rhaeria, really. Because I only read the first Rhaeria book, and I really enjoyed it, and it was really fun. This is way darker than Rhaeria, and is also really fun. That's my pitch for it. Principled actors in an unprincipled world. So,
It's true.
how's the French? There's no French in this, thank goodness. I mean, I guess there's like dual stuff. Was he really? That's awesome. ADHD. Sal, what'd you think of this one?
So like with actually all of the books, I really, really like this one. There was a writing tick which I'll get to, which annoyed me that I didn't like this as much as the book two.
Mm-hmm.
Book two like it's funny because like with all of these books, there's always something that I'm like, a little bit whatever. Here it was a writing tick, and which we'll talk about. But despite that, I thought it was excellent.
Yeah.
And what I really sort of liked about this, especially for a debut series, is like there's enough of a I don't think this is a side quest, because I think all of the books have one central shenanigan happening, right? And I really like that and like I know there's an overarching plot, but like we do get like one mystery.
Mm.
And I thought this was probably the best mystery that we got of all three. Like objectively, I think there's a lot more interest that I had if it wasn't for that writing thing. But like I was really engaged by the wider mystery. That so I would still say 2 is personally my favorite still, but this is probably a close second.
Yeah, right on.
Mostly bad for book 1. I really like book 1 too.
So I'm having a hard time gauging it because I struggled to finish this one just because of this behind me. So I just read it really slow. But last time I liked it, but I liked them in ascending order. Last time I read them 1, 2, 3, and then 4 the most 4, 3, 2, 1. I guess I liked them last time. I like this one because of what you cannot have book 4 without this one. This is why I don't love the side quest talk. I do like that there's no gratuitous like sexual violence in this particular one. Like I know Anitha like that. And there's fewer people calling women dirty names, so that's also good for Anitha. But it sets up like I remember enough about the 4th one to know that you need the stuff from this one to have the plot resolution for book 4. I like that they stand for the law, and the law is what shackles like belief is shackled by the law of the land. So I really like that kind of stuff. And I like one of the characters' growth in this is like there's a character in this book who became one of my favorite characters in this book and led to a scene that the first time I read it, and then I read it to Christina, and Christina, who had never read these books, I just told her what had happened. I read it to Christina, and Christina cried. And then,
it was very happy.
That scene is what really solidified like this series, because that scene did not go where you thought it was going to go. Like it did not go where it was supposed to go. What we as readers have been trained to know that it's going to go. And where it went instead was so powerful that like I'm about to tear up now. Like what's going on? Like I'm getting like it was just it was just an incredible scene. So Mitch's insistence that you hate this series, Anitha, is what like Mitch's commitment to the bit is one of the best running gags so far.
What?
But yeah, no, I agree. I am not someone who dislikes Deus Ex Machinis in general, but I mean, it does get a bad rap. But anyway, so I like Pete. I also like that Falco kind of gets it together a little bit in this one, and like Sarah says, the female growth in this one as well. Like all of the female characters, with I think the exception of Dariana, who does not have much to do at all in book 3. Everyone like Valiana.
She was very annoying. I mean, there is nothing else other than being angry. Oh my God, get over it. That's how I felt.
So Valiana, Aline, hold on, Athalia, Athalia, and
I thought Athalia was actually tolerable in this book.
No, I agree. I remember hating her way more.
I like her even in book 2.
All right.
I was still upset over book 1.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I mean that's I love it too, Noelle. Anyway, so yeah, what did you what did you guys like about this particular one? We already talked about that. Like, what can we talk about non-spoiler before I got to move to spoilers? I don't think there's actually much else. So yeah, we're gonna be spoilers. This is book 3 of a series.
I will say it also, despite the size of this, it reads very fast.
Yeah.
Amen.
After
So
the first one, they're all +5. They're all 500 plus pages.
Yeah,
But they do read very quickly.
So I will say I was very impressed with how he manages to keep the pace for such a long, like not 300-page book. So
Mhm.
I think that's like one of the positives of the series. You can read them, like you'll get a payoff on every book, which is what I love, because I'm like, okay, this is not none of the books have felt like filler. Like
Yeah.
that's and
Bye,
I know,
Noel.
Bye, Noel. Thanks for joining.
yeah.
Hope you like them.
So I really like that, and I was afraid that when you said, "Oh, this has to do with book 4, this would be filler," but it isn't. It's pretty like satisfying it by the end. And I really liked how he's done that. So I was like pretty impressed with that. So
Yeah.
I think I sprinted like both this one and the second one for like 2 days, right? So it just casual.
Pete, what if
casual
you just
flex.
read them with us instead of waiting till 2 days before the live's supposed to come?
Look, it wasn't yesterday 2 days, but anyways, I feel like this one I went into it being like, I'm gonna try to get some reading done and try to get this done in the next week or so.
Yeah.
And over the weekend, I just got through half the book or whatever, and I was like, wow, I could just finish this today at this pace.
Yeah.
Like once I got past like the first like 50 or 100 pages, which is what which I had already started, it was just like,
this annoys me too, Rogue. Like
Yeah.
Falco is constantly like, and the problem is like why is no one helping him stay ahead of the game?
if Falco was ahead of the game, he would be OP.
I mean,
Are
that's-
we in spoilers? Are we talking spoilers?
yeah, let's go into spoilers now.
Okay. In this book, specifically, what annoyed me was all of them were together actually. Falco, what is Duke of Riju's name?
Gillard?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Duke, Gillard, Falco, and Taylor. All three was there actually. Gillard is politically savvy, and Taylor is magically savvy, supposed to be savvy. I mean, all three. I mean, I'm not saying if they had sit together, they would have come up with solution, but at least they did not even try. That annoyed me.
Okay,
a lot.
so Anitha, they explain that the tailor can't see the threads, and it's because the blacksmith is like her, so she can't see it. It isn't a political situation. It has nothing to do with politics. So that's why Gillard is useless. Like they're out of their elements, like literally in this.
Yeah, but I do agree with Anita that no one does anything except Falco, like in that sense. Like he's the one, and partially because it's so frenetic. This is what I didn't like about the book. It's like he's running around here and there, and I'm like, just calm down and talk to someone, right? Like,
Yeah.
No,
I do feel like
See-
informationally that the Taylor and the Duke could have been more help.
So the thing I don't like is I agree that I don't like how reactionary everyone is. Like no one is ever proactive in anything. They're always reacting to and it gets exhausting. Like the first half of the book is exhausting because they're just reacting to one thing after another. And now this book in particular is supposed to be like that because like the blacksmith comes out they have no idea. Like the blacksmith is way ahead of them with all that stuff. So it's kind of supposed to be like that, but it does get a little tiring.
and I think it's partially, I don't know, Anita, if you felt like this, but like every chapter ended with Falco like wounded, and I was like, okay, like enough already. Like this guy should have bled out.
Yeah,
and I agree with Rogue with this comment. Everybody's like, "Oh, Falco, you should have figured it out." Like, what are you guys doing? Like,
oh no, the Falco running around on his broken ankle.
And
If he
and
was
not
whole,
just-
he'd be OP.
Yeah.
not just these people, as a kingdom or cities or country, whatever that is, so many saints died, and it took them so long to realize actually, until that saint of mercy comes to them and told them. They did not have a clue actually. What are people doing? What are these dukes doing? As it feels like there is no communication between anybody. That's how it felt. It felt directionless in the beginning.
How would
At
you
the
like
same
them to
time-
communicate? Through you like them to text each other?
No, I
about
want
what's happening?
somebody to know something.
The
We-
Saints don't hang around in the cities.
No, but
Like,
what I think would have been just slightly better is if we'd seen one of the murders earlier, before the Saint of Mercy came, right?
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that.
Like it would have just been like some sort of rumor that they're going out and investigating.
Yes, yes.
just a
Thank
little-
you.
Because especially because the Greatcoats are supposed to be like looking after one of the Saints. I'm like, they're just useless. Like
It's not about characters not knowing. As readers, we felt directionless. No clue what's happening. I
Yeah.
don't like feeling that way.
And yet, so guys, everything we're saying, and yet, this is Anitha's favorite of the three.
Yes.
true. Like the back half really just takes off. Oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
Yeah, no, the beginning, that whole section at the beginning with the Saints Church and like all of that, like I agree. I do like how Quentin Martell turned out to not be another freaking Shurin,
Yes.
right? Like or yet another knight.
Yeah. I mean, since the beginning of his scene, I mean, first scene, we can see that he has some values. He has some code.
Oh wait, he's a greatcoat now. I
Yeah.
forgot. Quentin's a greatcoat.
Yeah,
I
I
forgot.
love that. I love his entire arc,
Yeah.
actually.
I love that whole scene where they're like, yeah, your gods are dead. He's like, are they really dead? I have to I can't drink or whatever because I have to stand for something. They're like, no, they're really dead. And he's like, screw it. Give me a cup.
That scene's also really powerful because Aline gives every single one of them a new name except Falcio because she's like, you're the kings. Like you're always going to be the kings. Like you're not mine. Like you're Palus's. It was like you guys are right. Like the back half of this book slaps. Oh man, when do you think it starts? Sal probably has it marked.
Page 209. Like up till there, they were meandering, and
What's the chapter called?
This is just at the end of. 28. Up to 28, I was like, what the heck?
What's it called? What's the chapter called?
The box. The boxes. Wait, what happens in there?
No, that's the box they sent that gets set outside of Aline's door. Yeah,
Italia's door. Yeah,
Italia's door. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So when it really took off for me was when they put the mask on Valiana. I was like, that's when it became personal because up till then, that's about 253 pages of me going, what the heck?
Yeah. What I love the fact that Anitha had no idea Tomer was going to bite it because I kept saying how much I love Tomer, which is true. None of that is false. I do love Tomer. Like I love Tomer.
You tricked us. You
I
tricked
know.
us. You made us fall in love with that character.
I love Tomer. Like Tomer. What a good character. Like De Castell set up such Tomer loves Valiana as his sister. He's in love with Aline. From the very first book, even though Gillard had whatever his name was, begins with a B, the Bardati guy, had his eyes and tongue plucked out, right, for telling Tomer about Greatcoats. It stuck. And so Tomer is enamored with the Greatcoats, thinks he's a Greatcoat, acts like a Greatcoat, shows bravery in all of these situations. And Gillard lets him because he loves his son so much. And through Tomer, Gillard and Falcio become erstwhile frenemies. And then Tomer is snatched away. Was it the needles that got Tomer? Who got Tomer? The needles?
Yeah.
No, that blacksmith guy?
The blacksmith didn't get Tomer.
No, God, I think.
The god did get Tomer.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah. And then Tomer, there was foreshadowing, but I mean, still. But then
I didn't believe that foreshadowing because Alan was like, he's such a great character. I was like,
that's true. But then the other little lordling, the Duke Regent of Luth.
He asked for Valiana's proposal.
Hey, can I date Valiana? Yeah, him. And I'm just going to talk about the scene. When Duke Gillard, at the end, and Falcio, you know, he comes and he shows up at the mausoleum where Tomer's body is, and Gillard says, yeah, when this is all over, like, will you honor the deal? Will you come back to submit to my judgment like you agreed to if my son dies? And he's like, okay, like, he's like, yeah, you'll come and you're going to tell anybody and you're going to surrender your weapons and you're going to come to my dungeon and I'm going to chain you up. And he's like, look, you can torture me. And he's like, and then I'm going to, I'm going to tell you all of the wonderful things about my son. The fact that he smiled before any of the other boys, like he never cried when he was born. He smiled. He just smiled and was different than all the other boys. And then when you can't take it anymore, you're going to tell me about the Greatcoats so I can understand what he saw and I can try to be half the dad that I should have been to him. And just like, what on earth is that scene?
That should have been the ending scene of this book. I loved it.
But did you guys read the letter?
Yes, and the letter at the end, and then it's so powerful that it's Tomer confessing his love to Aline, and Gillard read it 3 more times before tossing it into the fire. Like, he reads it and he reads it again because it's you know, it's his son's words, and then.
But it's son's words assuming a future.
Yeah.
Like he writes it like, I hope I give it to you when I'm not just this foolish boy of 12. Because I was like, that scene, I was just like.
That's also Gillard realizing. That's also Gillard realizing what his son really wants. He's not ambitious. He doesn't care about being king or getting dukedom. Nothing. That's not what he wants. He realizes that.
And I love it because, like, it could be handled like differently. Like, Gillard loves his kid. Like, he doesn't just tolerate him. Like, he actually loves Tomer and would do anything for that kid. It's a little, I mean, it's kind of like Cersei, I guess, in Game of Thrones, except like I get that Cersei loves her kids. I don't ever really feel like she does. Like, I know she tells us that she does.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's the one thing I don't get. And Gurm is a fantastic writer. I ain't dissing on Gurm at all. I just don't I don't really feel that Cersei actually really likes her kids very much. Other than how she reacts to them. Like, you really feel like Gillard loves Tomer, and like between the last book and this one, and it was just it was heartbreaking. It was heartbreaking, and it's anxiety inducing because, you know, when he hears about something's happening to Tomer and he's got to go in there and he's got to face down Gillard. So anyway, I love Gillard in this book.
So, Sarah, this letter is actually after the acknowledgement. So it's like a little secret.
Yeah, it's after the acknowledgements.
You have to go through all of the acknowledgements and then get to the letter.
So yeah. What else did you guys? I love the addition of the blacksmith. I love the fact that there are these kind of like, they're humans, but that for some reason they have these like otherworldly abilities to kind of tap into just like the ether of the world, or like the zeitgeist of the world, like the tailor. That's how she knows things are going to happen, which answers how she knew there was going to be an ambush there.
Yep.
Because she literally can feel things that are happening through the threads of the world, and watching the tailor like collapse when she doesn't know what's going on. And that's because there's a one just like her, the ignorati or whatever. And the blacksmith built a god out of other people, out of their belief, right? Out of
their fear.
Out of their fear. Yeah.
But can I just say, like, I loved. So what Castell does, he has like very dark stuff. You get this crazy god, right? But you also get that little god. What was the one
Valor.
Valor. And I was just like, I hope Valor survives. But even if he doesn't, like that balance that he did, right? With like, you got this crazy god, like I was afraid it'll be like, those monster battles at the end, whatever. And we got a battle, but we also got Valor, and I love Valor.
And how it he took the form of Tomer for Falcio.
Yeah.
And for Kest, it was Valiana. For Brasti, it was Falkio. That was a
That
cool
was so
detail.
oh my gosh. Broke my heart when Brasti has to strangle Falcon.
Oh my god, yeah.
Like Brasti has to poor
That
Brasti.
was the toughest thing to do. In that scene, I
Brasti.
felt for Brasti the most, actually, more than Kest and
Poor
Falkio.
Brasti. My favorite new bit in this book with Brasti is Brasti's consistent use of the wrong vocab word, like his malapropisms, where he's like, he uses the wrong word, and Kest is like, "You mean this?" He's like, "I know what I freaking mean. I know what I said." Like, that's my favorite Brasti bit in this. Let's talk about this.
My
because-
favorite Brasti bit, just for a second, was when he keeps saying, random person approaches and he's like, "Can I shoot them?" And I'm like, this book could have been a lot better if Falkio just let him shoot. Like, what was that crazy lady who came and turned out to? I was like, just
the
listen.
first needle, yeah,
I was like, just kill them.
Yeah. So, what did y'all think of Aline in this?
I mean, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I mean, she's getting trained from Valiana. I think I understand it. Only thing is, yeah, it did look like it came out of nowhere, but it did not bother me at all. It made sense to me. She trusts Falkio. That's why she did not respond in the beginning scene when she was about to get assassinated. And after that, she took charge and she discussed it with Valiana, and she implemented what she learned. I did not mind it at all. I liked it.
See, I took it as Falkio has not been paying attention, so she's actually learned a lot more, and he's an idiot until she basically tells him she just has to speak up, because he's like, oh, she's a little girl, whatever, right? Until she's like, no, basically.
Yeah, we do have to
I do think
remember
of it
this is
as
from
him being an
Falkio's perspective. It's first person from Falkio. Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of what I took it as too, because when she started developing in Falkio's eyes, as we're gonna when she took charge, it made sense, right? Because I feel like that we saw it. There was a bunch of pieces that were kind of left hanging where she was appearing, and her taking charge kind of pulled all those together, right? Because we had mentions of her sitting with Valiana and listening to judgments. She'd just been through some traumatic experiences around the needles and stuff like that, and it made sense to me. And I think it really is. It really flowed into, this is why we're the Greatcoats, not the great coat. Like a lot of this, I think one of the more subtle themes throughout this entire series has been that we look, you're all stronger together. Like Falkio, you can do what you want, but you're always gonna be better with your friends at your side, and it's just beautifully done.
Yeah.
I was actually happy that finally somebody took the lead and there was some kind of direction.
Yeah.
Because Falkio's not very good at that.
No, Falkio trying to shoulder everything on his own and keep to protect everyone. I got to do this, but Falkio, just freaking take help from people. Seriously. I remember I remembered something from this book before I read it. I was like, there's something in this book that when I read it the first time, really freaked me out. And when I got there, I remembered it is when they're in they're in the cave, the cavern with all the blood moths and all of the people down there that are feeding off the chained saint, the old dude, the saint of love or whatever. What a creepy, eyes wide shut, freaky scene that was. It's just oh my gosh, just gross.
Oof.
Oh, Sarah's pleased that Athalia has ditched him.
I don't think she has.
Didn't at the end they
kind of break up, but they also
didn't they go on a date at the end to be hey, so what's your favorite food? I like pizza or whatever, right?
I think she'll come. I mean, to me, I expected it, but I think it was kind of a reset to falling in love, you're the love of my life from nowhere. So it was kind of now we get to actually build on the relationship. And I mean, I get it thematically that you're not only a saint, you're not only one thing, you're not only a great coach, you're also something else, So I kind of hope that is Falkio gets to be more than just a Greatcoat. Right?
I'm glad you said that, because I remember in my review I talked about you people are more than one thing. Like, people can be more than one thing.
Yeah.
What did y'all think of the inclusion of other Greatcoats? I was really glad that it's not just the 4 of them, or the 3 of them
Finally.
anymore, that we finally have some other Greatcoats, and the fact that they don't all get along. Like,
Yeah,
they're not
that's
all,
what I'm about
not
to
all
say.
great
That
friends.
that's what I don't understand. It doesn't make sense to me that they all don't like Falkio or others. I don't understand why they don't get along, because
They're a
in
bunch of
flash
loners.
in Falkio's perspective, we get that they were all friends. They're all like a big group. That's how we get the picture. But once we meet them, they all hate him. It doesn't make sense to me, but I'm glad they're all back.
Okay, so they do not all hate him. They do not all hate him. Like, they are mean to him, and they do tell him to shut up. So first of all, if any of y'all worked at a job where your boss very clearly liked one of your coworkers better than you, because that's their situation. Like, King Palus and Falkio were thick as thieves. So first, we've
King's
got
heart.
that. Second, I think they like Pete said, they were all loners. Like, you don't join Greatcoat because your life is good. You're not like, oh, you know what? I'm pretty satisfied. I'm gonna go be a Greatcoat. No. It's like, yeah, well, Brasty's poaching, all this stuff. So they're already prone to playing by their own rules, but they were united by one man's vision. That man's dead, and that man's been dead for 5 years. So Palus was the glue holding everybody together. And they probably, back when the Greatcoats under Palus were operating at 100%, that it was probably much easier then than when they were all given their secret random tasks sent out, and they've been on their own for 5 years, and now they're supposed to just all of a sudden fall in line behind Falkio again.
Am I misremembering? Isn't the resentment also that Falkio gave the order to stand down?
Yes. Oh, yeah. Everyone thought they should have fought. Yeah. Everyone thought they should have fought.
Yeah.
On top of that, Falkio is known to have rose-colored glasses.
Oh yeah, for sure. That's also true. He could have been like, everyone loved me.
But I do think, like, this is again what I mean by, like, I'd like a little bit of a change, maybe just like, because like every Greatcoat like joining and being like snarky to Falkio is a bit like the same. And that's what I meant by the writing tick, right? Falkio is going to get hurt. Somebody's going to be snarky to Falkio. Can we? It's not like I get it. There's resentment against him, but then they also listen to him because he's first canter, and I'm like, okay, just make up your mind.
That's true. Yeah.
And I think I think it's because in this, what I really noticed is that Castell likes to end in a cliffhanger in every chapter, and I was like, oh, my heart can't take it. Can we please just end normally once?
Yeah, you can end normally at the end of the book.
I'm sorry. The last line of the books are, the Greatcoats are here. That's not normally. That's like a da-da-da, music playing in my head.
Yes, that's the rising. The future's out there.
Do y'all remember what happens? What happens to Prelate Oblidious at the end? Do y'all remember?
Who the heck is Prelate Oblidious?
He's the head of the church that takes control.
I don't even remember what happened to the god or
the
blacksmith.
God gets killed.
Yeah.
Who killed him?
Quentin shot him after Brasty shot him, after Falkio stabbed him.
What happened to blacksmith?
And then blacksmith got killed.
The blacksmith got killed?
No, he ran away or something.
Blacksmith ran away.
Yeah.
Blacksmith
Maybe
got
he
away.
joined Trin.
Maybe. Trin gets the blacksmith armor.
What was
I think blacksmith got away.
What was Trin doing all this time?
Okay, so let's talk. But before we talk about Trin, can someone explain what was the whole thing about the wife ghost possession? Like, what that part I didn't get. Like, I didn't find Falkio's wife coming back. What was that?
I kind of took it. You know how we have Valor and stuff like that? I took it that Falkio's belief in his wife was so much that he basically created a tiny new spark of godhood.
And
What?
that the wife, you remember, Anita, the wife comes in and joins with the Italia, and then they sort of stay.
Yeah.
It's
I,
like
th-
they're like Super Saiyan somehow.
Yeah, I think it's more like Falco. In Falco's head, she thinks about her so much. So, kind of her ghost appearance or some part of her soul was still with Falco because of Ethalios and Falco's bond. Ethalio also feels that part of soul of his wife. I
I
think
thought it
that's
was
how I
actually
understood.
possession
Yeah.
because he says bye, and then Natalia says, "So why should I be thankful that you didn't let the ghost of your wife possess me or something?" I have to like
It
look at.
absolutely was a possession. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, I'm
Um,
very confused that his wife
it's-
is actually a spirit.
It's one of those abstract, ethereal things that I'm okay with because it gives us things like, belief being harnessed to create a god of fear. That
Okay.
same god being shackled by belief in the laws of the universe
Yeah.
or the laws of the country. That whole abstract. It's on dot in a way.
I mean, I'm surprised you are asking this, Sally. It is a very common trope in Indian movies.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
wanted to make sure that it was really a spirit, not me just reading it wrong.
Okay.
Because I was like, what am I just that came out because I'm not sure I understand all the rules, but like I thought it was like a ghost, like a spirit possession, like reincarnation type thing.
Matt says the part of the possession I didn't like was how she didn't want to give Athalia's body back, and Falco had to push her out. I didn't understand why we had that scene. It made me like his wife less. I get that.
Yeah.
I
Definitely
think
part of the.
I think he either wants to show us now Falco is moved on, something like
Yeah.
that. That's why that scene was there.
Yeah.
Partially that, and also I think that Castell has, hey, not all your characters are perfect type of syndrome. I feel like.
Yeah.
But I did do like the fact that Atalia says, "You want me to be grateful that you didn't let the spirit of your dead wife possess me. Like this is what you want thanks for, like
Yeah.
for being a
This
decent
is
being."
for basic kindness.
I'm
Basic-
actually glad that Italia and Falco are having differences now because the way they came together it did not make sense. At least now they'll have fresh start over and they'll start talking and they'll have a proper relationship.
I feel
Yeah.
like that was Sebastien de Castell apologizing for the first book.
I also didn't like the fact that she gave him so much grief for the violence, right? Like because it was like, well, lady, like what do you expect this dude to do? Like, I mean, he's going to kill people. Like, she was like, oh, I can't touch you because of the violence. And
That is because of her training as Sister
Mm.
of Mercy's
Yeah, but Sal's point is, what the crap does she want him to do? Like what do you just want him to stand there and let the gods needles kill everybody? Like, is that what you want?
Yeah.
But I think it more goes on the fact because she doesn't do it to Kester Brasti, who also try to kill them. It's that Falco doesn't know any solutions anymore other than like rushing in and trying to cause, like, his entire being is like violence made manifest. He doesn't have any way to solve any problems. He's so enraged, like his anger propels him forward, that the only thing he can think to do is kill other people. He doesn't.
Guest isn't like that, and Brasti, who wants to shoot everybody, is not like
even
that.
Yeah,
even
but
saying
but we see what a softy Brasti is. Like, Brasti isn't possessed by violence the way, like, Brasti wants the violence to stop, and it's just like,
And-
can I please kill these people so it can stop?
hey
And they
Bridget,
also ask questions about the violence, right? So I feel like with Falco, his first instinct is violence and violence only.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
feel like when Kest and Brasti are being violent, they're more joining in because they know that mercy is not an option.
Yeah.
And in book 2, Saint of Mercy also approached Falco because his instinct was violence, and Kest and Brasti actually took Falco's direction. They only start fighting because they know Falco that he's going to fight. He's going to get into that situation, and they have to save him.
May I remind you, the Brasti's first solution is shoot them.
That
But he asks the question.
yeah.
He doesn't act.
Yeah, but he doesn't shoot them. He's like, and also, I think Brasti is mostly doing it for the bit. Like, I think mostly he's doing it. I don't think Brasti. I think if Falco told him yes every time he asks, I don't think he'd go through with it. I think Brasti is asking because he knows Falco won't let him. And
But
so that
am I misremembering that there was something like I agree with like Anita, like the previous saint said something about him not being merciful. So it's not just violence; it's about him not stopping or something.
It's the fact that
There's
when
just-
the fight is won, he doesn't let it go. Once he's won and doesn't need to fight anymore, he pushes it and punishes them rather than ending it there. Like he always has to go farther. Yeah, he's always got to go farther than when the fight is over. That's what the Saint of Mercy says.
Was this discussed in this book at all, or was this just the previous
That
book?
was the last one. That was the
Previous
last
book.
Mostly, yeah, the most
And
lessons.
also for Athalia, even before she became Saint of Mercy, at least for as per my understanding, it was very difficult for her to be with Falkio, be intimate with Falkio because of her training as future Saint of Mercy, what she believed in. I think that's why she's after Falkio.
Yeah.
And it was also really interesting. I think so we're talking about how he has to go farther and more, even though the fight is already won, where that is necessary in his fight against the God's Needles, because they also just won't quit because they don't care, or not. They don't care, but like they can't feel it, and the blood moths are fueling them. But it's that that's drawn directly into conflict because.
But I do
is the
think
perfect man to kill the God's Needles.
I also do, but there was a scene which I thought was also good because, like, Italia is also not perfectly right because he says, "I'm not going to apologize for trying to kill people or trying to kill us," or something like there was a scene, and I thought, yeah, that's fair, right? Like you don't have to take it, but you do sometimes, given like there's a crazy god killing people. This is after Tomer's death or something. He says, "I'm not going to apologize. I'm just something like that."
What did you all think about all these rich people or noble people, like third sons or second sons of noble people, want to go and become needles?
Oh my gosh, that was so funny. I'm like, yeah, of course, that's great.
So icky. That whole "we drink blood." I was like, ugh.
That sounds like a rich people thing.
I love the one out, like the box chapter where Falkio figures it out because they apologize to a greatcoat, and no one has ever apologized to a greatcoat. So he's like, definitely an assassin, definitely an assassin. I like that fight in the hallway, and that poor guy who handed Falkio the mace and then dies immediately.
Right,
that poor guy.
Good on him for realizing it in like the split second, but also
that poor soldier. It was
that
just
whole
like
blood thing so kind of icky. I was like, ew, like them to wait your turn to like drink somebody's blood, and I'm like,
no, wait your turn to eat the blood moth that drank the saint's blood. So disgusting.
Which scientifically, it's wild as all of this wasn't magic.
Yeah,
like, there was a little bit of magic with like the saints being able to withstand the poison.
Yeah,
but like it's like, how do you even discover that interaction that, oh yeah, the blood moth will actually like still like it's just such a wild think about what the scientific process had to go into.
do it, write your thesis on it. Pete, write your thesis on how it worked.
When I do mushrooms, it's less potent than if I do it with weed.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. I think he just came up with blood moths are really icky. But I did like the fact that, to me, it was hypocrisy, Anita. Like, because they're not giving it to poor people, they're giving it to rich people. Like, or people with sort of riches, like it's kind of like, those cults, right, who take your money and then, like you pay $1 million. It felt very like that, right?
For sure.
I wonder if they took money, that this new church took money.
I would be surprised. Yeah. They had to outfit everybody.
Yeah, that's true. That makes sense. That's their money.
So what about Valiana in this one?
I think she's the highlight of this book. If not, I mean, definitely one of the highlights. Initially, when they put mask on her, I was like, I lost it. Oh my god. Then when we got to know that, okay, that made her calm down, I was like, okay, she needs to calm down because she's going crazy. But then later when it's not like there was no solution to get her out of the mask. She fought it. I like that. I mean, I felt sad for her, but the strength of will it needs, that was actually great.
When they put the mask on her, I took a break for like 2 days because I was just like, what the
Yeah,
heck?
that was tough when he's like, we got to put the mask on Valiana.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She, like, to Anita's point, she was the only one who was like actually doing anything, and then you put a mask on her. So I was just like,
Falco's dialogues, like you are the only one. To Falco's dialogues to her before removing the mask. Oh my god, that speech was amazing.
yeah.
Yeah, the speeches are great. The speeches are great.
Yeah.
Well,
Are
any
we
final
talking about? Yeah, no. We have to talk about the lack of my favorite part of this book, the lack of Trin.
Oh, I forgot we had to talk about Trin.
Yeah. I will say that it does make me wonder. Like, I know you said you like book 4, but it does make me wonder because to me, I can see actually why this is a side quest, because Trin is so irrelevant. And if you're so irrelevant in a series, I think she's like, I don't think she's a great character. Like, she's probably the weakest part of the series for me. So I was so happy she was not here. I was like 5 stars for that.
Yeah.
Personally.
So my kind of prediction and hope for the next one is that it's not really Trin focused. It's more focused on the invasion that has been hinted at across 2 or 3 books.
Yeah.
That, Trin might be like a parasitic attachment to said invasion, but like they still gotta do it.
You know what I would love is that Trin gets killed in chapter 4.
I think
That'd be great.
Trin and Blacksmith will join hands. I hope to see Gillard more.
Yeah.
So what are y'all's predictions before we shut this out? What do you want to see, and what are your predictions for book 4? Like, what do you hope happens? What do you think will happen? Anitha?
I hope to see Gillard more, and at the end, I hope to see some kind of. I'm not expecting a happy ending or anything for this world after going through so much, but at least some kind of peace, some kind of stability for people. Alina on the throne and Greatcoats as the main soldiers, some kind of peace to this country. That's what I want to see.
When are you starting, Anitha?
Tomorrow.
Nice. Pete, yours?
I think the title is really telling. I think there's going to be some sort of reconciliation with who Payless was outside of the Greatcoats to a certain extent. I think that there's probably going to be some hypocrisy there. However, the tyrant could also be the invaders. That's possible. But I really think that we're going to have some reconciliation with either Payless's history or the Kings of Old's history, and sort of like a reorientation to get the Dukes on the side to repel the invasion and unite the country. I hope that Trin dies early and badly.
Yeah.
Like Anitha said.
Sal?
It's great.
Yeah, so I hope we open with Trin dying and somebody but yeah, I'd like to see, like, I'd like to see definitely another villain than Trin, like, because I think she's and I'd like to see the lore being used more. So a lot of this book has been very like fighting focused, right? A lot of action, a lot of duels. I'd like to see a little bit more them doing something with the lore, right? Like coming up with a constitution for the Dukes. Like, maybe the invasion, I think, is a great idea, Pete, because it doesn't have to focus on Trin, but using that to leverage and come up with a new legal system, because I'd like to see a little bit more of that aspect. And so they end with some sort of basically new constitution. I'm a nerd. But yeah, Trin definitely needs to die painfully and quickly.
Early and often.
Yes.
When are you starting, Sal?
So I'm going to DNF probably the sci-fi book, which is like
Blind Sight. Didn't
Yes.
Evie hate that?
Yeah.
yes. So did like Kai. So I'm like, I don't know why I'm reading it.
So you also hate it? I think only Joanna liked it. Joanna, and who else she was reading it with? I don't know. I don't think anybody liked it.
Josh, he said he liked first half or something, but by the end he was like, no.
When sci-fi does this, and some sci-fi does this, I think, more than fantasy, when they fill it up with these sort of jargon to like predict the future, right? You call corporations corps, like stuff like that. He does a lot of this, where he uses these different terms, and it just therefore reads like alphabet soup to me.
Yeah.
And maybe this is the fantasy brain in me going, I'd rather read Castell.
Bridget wants Falkio to be reunited with Monster.
Yes.
Yes, that'd be great.
That'd be amazing. And I legitimately do not remember if that happens or not. I also hope that, Bridget. I also hope that Monster's in this book.
Yeah.
I do not remember if she is or not.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome. That would be awesome. Please let Monster be in this book. I have forgotten.
That's the literal cavalry riding in behind Monster and kicking Trin's head in.
Seriously, I only remember snippets from this book. I remember a couple things, but I don't remember very much. So I'm excited.
So where are you right now, Alan, on this book? Chapter 11?
I'm on page like 115, whatever chapter it is. I'm on chapter 16. Yeah, I'm on chapter 16.
Oh, that's quite a bit.
Yeah.
So yeah, I want to start it soon.
There are 85 chapters.
Yes.
Some of them are like 1 page long, right? Like
it's 600 pages, Anitha. It's quite long. So
but yeah, I'm glad that you did the series, but I don't want to read it too fast in case we have to wait for the live show, and then I will forget.
No, we're not gonna wait for this one because we're behind. So we're gonna do the live show as soon as we finish. So
okay.
y'all don't wait.
I will try to. I'll prioritize. I'm going to prioritize this one over the Guns Above.
Cool.
I know I'm slowly moving over the next week or so.
Yeah.
Hopefully to culminate in the 10th or the 11th that I just move everything that's left into my new place. I am going to be working on reading more and stuff like that. I know. Yeah. So, but this weekend's going to be a lot. And then the next weekend's going to be a lot.
Well, guys who read, I'm so glad y'all read it with us. Thanks for joining us. Bridget, Matt, Rogue, Sarah. I hope to see y'all's thoughts on book 4 in the Discord. But yeah, so we'll talk up there, and then we'll talk about Tyrant's Throne, which is my favorite of the books, but I don't really remember why yet. I'm hoping I'll remember why as I'm reading it. Cool. All right, guys. We'll catch you on the next one. See ya.
Bye.
Bye.